The beginning of the new semester in style. Ndejje University opens up on the programs of the new semester. Ministry of Local Government signs contracts for 19 projects. An insight with the former Deputy IGG Waswalule on the 10-point program. People react as NRM celebrates 37 years. Welcome to Ndejje University Television. My name is LONA KASASA Jemima, and this is Live at 8. Here are the news in details. As one of the education service providers, Ndejje University will be opening up its new semester on the 28th of January 2023. The faculty deans have called upon all students to embrace the new programs that have been offered in technology, computer science, education, and so much more. Ansla Mojaru has more on this story.
The Uganda Institutional Accreditation or permitting institutions to exist and deliver higher education is key tool to quality assurance. It is a process through which institutions are assessed at various stages before they are licensed. Ndejje University is one of the best civil engineering universities in Uganda, which has opened doors for students to acquire quality education.
So their applications are going to be reviewed by the Ndejje University Admissions Board in about a week's time. And it is from that consideration that we can have an intake for January, which we call the January intake. So that we're also preparing for the new semester. We have graduation in March. So we had students who didn't make it for the graduation last December.
In today's world, knowing how to operate a computer is significant because all sectors of business rely on computer system and program.
Faculty of Science and Computing. This faculty is one of the 8 faculties of Ndejje University. We are located at Kampala campus and also at main campus. And here we are dealing with technology actually. In our faculty, we have 3 departments. We have computing department, we have got the sports science department, then we also have the science department as well. In the science department, we talk about things like physics, chemistry, and biology, natural sciences. The sports science department is more about sports and exercise, whereby we look at the different sports coaching, sports exercising and training, and so on. And then in the faculty department of computing, we have the computer science, we have the software engineering, we have the ICT.
Ndejje University already engaged in the computing and ICT sector with a bachelor's qualification.
You have got a number of programs which are running right now, both from certificates going to masters. In the faculty department of computer science or computing, we have around 10 programs. I'll give you some of these programs, by the way, for your knowledge. We have a diploma in information technology, we have a diploma in computer science, diploma in secretarial studies, diploma in business computing, then also have a diploma in library and information science, and then also have a diploma in sports science as well. That's a diploma program we have right now. And then the bachelors, we have Bachelor of Information Technology, Bachelor of Computer Science, Bachelor of Secretarial Studies, Bachelor of Statistics and Planning, Bachelor of Business Computing, Bachelor of Software Engineering, Bachelor of Records and Information Science and Management, Bachelor of Labor Information Science, Bachelor of also of Sports Science as well.
The Dean faculty has also affirmed that the faculty has upgraded to doctorate in philosophy.
Then for the masters, we have around 6 master programs. Master of Information Technology, that's MIT. Master of Information Systems, MIS. Master of Computer Science, MCS. And then the Master of Sports Science. Those masters are currently running at Ndejje University.
The academic registrar says they provide quality education for the learners, making it more accessible for all who want to acquire knowledge.
We are a university which encourages internationalization, so people from the diaspora are welcome to be part of Ndejje University and pursue their academics. And another beauty of it is that Ndejje University has blended learning, which is very convenient for people who may not be very free to be full-time students. We conduct some of our courses online so that there is flexibility for people to attend certain duties and also pursue academics.
The message is Ndejje University is open to everyone who wishes to study. We have a variety of programs, very attractive programs. Please do come to Ndejje and get the best.
Many students require to undertake courses at higher institutions of learning to upgrade in different fields despite studying different academic programs. Anselm Ojaro, live at 8.
Thank you very much, Anselm. Today marks 37 years of the National Resistance Army under the wings of NRM since 1986 after the Uganda Bush War, which was spearheaded by General Kaguta Museveni. Today, citizens have stretched out their concerns of the government for the past 37 years. Sarah Chirabo has this story.
The National Resistance Movement Party is marking 37 years today since the National Resistance Army, under the leadership of President Museveni, captured power on January 26, 1986, after a 5-year bush war. While some Ugandans converge in Kakumiro to mark the Liberation Day, other people give their attributes on what has been done for the past 37 years.
We are celebrating 37 years of NRM existence. There are good and bad things. Let me start with good.
So first say about NRM is that it has at least taken away that war time that was there in Uganda where people lost lives. And again, the improvement in the livelihood of the Ugandans, because the way NRM came to power way back up to now, there has been a change, a gradual change that has been happening in Uganda. And I can say that every Ugandan where they are grateful. Though still in the same reign of their term, not everything has been perfect. But I can say so far, Uganda is somewhere and is going somewhere. And for that, I credit him, and I believe that him being a president of Uganda is not by mistake. He deserves to be the president.
When it comes to achievements, Ronald Akampa, a mechanical engineer in Kampala, reacted that the government should check on international relationship between Uganda and other countries in different sectors like agriculture, among others, as far as international trade is concerned.
Bibadde by'amaanyi nnyo. Ate era obulimi tubwogerwako ng'ekintu eky'amaanyi. Edda Uganda ya benefitinga nnyo mu byobulimi era ng'ebyobulimi bye bikola akatale wabweru w'eggwanga. Naye ate ebyobulimi bifeedinze nnyo wakati okutuleetera eddagala erifuuyirwa, ate ng'erifuuyirwa oluusi nga lyosanga nga lyerireeta effects ku birime byaffe ne tusobola okubeera nga tetufunyeemu makulu, ate nga n'akatale wabweru koonooneserwa ku ddagala eryo lye tukozesa okubeera ng'ebirime byonooneka. Nosanga ng'emmwanyi zaali zigenda wabweru, naye ate ng'akatale kafudde lw'ebyo. Ebikozesebwa bye tubeera tukozesa birungi, bijja oluusi nga by'amaanyi nga tugenda kubikozesa tuganyirwemu, naye ate emisolo egibiteekebwako ogenda okwekanga nga ffe abagenda okukanika nga tetugenda kufunamu olw'ensonga osanga nga ne bakasitoma baffe mu kasimbi ke bandibadde balina nga tubayambako kubeera nga bafuna ekyomugaso, ate nga bo tebalina, era kyova olaba nga n'ebidduka biri waggulu, amafuta gali waggulu, kati nga naffe bye twandibadde tufunamu bitono nnyo. Kati n'osanga nga tuyimiridde mu kubeera nga tulaziirana lwa kubulwa, naye ng'abaana n'abalala mu mbeera ez'enjawulo n'ebyensoma nabyo bisse wansi bwa kubeera nti ebintu emiwonde gy'ebintu giri waggulu, ate ng'ebyetaago by'abantu nabyo biri waggulu ne twekanga nga.
He therefore added that he is happy for the freedom of speech which exists in the country, though more is still needed in order to implement the words into action.
Mu mbeera ey'okubeera nga buli muntu asobola okwogera, naye okubeera nga tusobola okwogera nga bye twogera tetubiraga kubeera nti biteekeddwa mu nkola, awo tewabeera makulu. Wabula singa nti mu myaka 3 bino bye tukoze oba bye twogera bibadde biteekeddwa mu nkola, bw'obanga biteekeddwa mu nkola twandibadde nga Uganda y'ey'amaanyi mu nkizo.
By giving music as an example, LONA would cited that the government should help boost Ugandans' projects by creating international connections.
Ng'ekyokulabirako mu bayimbi, abayimbi batutumuse nnyo mu kuyimba, naye ate mu katale oba bw'ogenda okubuuza oba n'otuuka awantu ng'ogenda kunoonya music wa Uganda tolinawo omusanga, wabula tututumuse mu kwogerebwako, wabula nga sigamba nti tutundiddwa mu mawanga ag'enjawulo, era omuyimbi ye yejjayo okubeera ng'atambudde mu mawanga oba ng'abeera yatiikiridde walala, naye ate singa gavumenti oba ng'eggwanga okubeera nga lirina kye litutaasizza. Kale so.
However, some argued that Uganda has done a lot in transport by allowing border-to-border movements, but again it doesn't benefit the country but instead other countries.
Uganda wetuuse abantu kye tusobodde okufuna mu Uganda esaawa zino nti abantu bangi basobola ogenda wabweru ne basobola otambulako mu nsi ez'enjawulo, naye nga wano mu Uganda wewe tuyimiridde esaawa zino enkulaakulana tewali. Abantu basobodde batambula bannyo ne bagenda ebweru okola obuddu, naye ate mu Uganda yaffe nga we tuli tetulinawo nkulaakulana, tetulinawo ekyo kiddako. Ekolagana n'ensi nnyingi ez'enjawulo, naye ate mu nsi nnyingi zeekolagana nazo ez'enjawulo tetusobodde kufunamu kintu ky'amagezi kye tusobola kuzimba waffe, tusobole okufuna omusingi oguyimiridde, tusobole okubanga n'abantu abalala basobola okujja wano ne batukopako idea esobola okubanga ekulaakulanya ensi.
Mukasabali Kudembe further cautioned the government to improve on health sector, education, transport and others to bring out the true meaning of the Pearl of Africa.
As Ugandans, because we need to enjoy, let us work on peace, let us have infrastructure development, let us work on health systems and education systems so that we can have our Pearl of Africa as the real, true meaning of Pearl of Africa.
The Liberation Day is being marked in Kakumiro district under the theme, "Our resolute efforts to transform Uganda is a promise we shall fulfill." Sala Chirabo, live at 8.
Thank you very much, Sarah. The 10-point program written during the guerrilla campaign reflects the principles within which NRA was able to build and create a disciplined army. Today we take an insight of this 10-point program with the former Deputy IGG Waswalule. Let's have more.
The 10-point program argued that post-independence Ugandan political rulers had greatly exacerbated the problems of economic distortion introduced by British colonial rule. The solution to these problems required a new political and economic strategy that contained 10 points program. First, real democracy had to be organized at all levels, from the village up by elections to People's Committee by elections to Parliament, and on the basis of a decent standard of living so that ordinary people could resist the unprincipled politicians. Talking about democracy, former Member of Parliament says it's not about change but free and fair elections.
You have to have free and fair elections. I've seen elections in this area where one person has won and they announce somebody else. At the MP level, at councillor level, in Ndejje here, they elected an MP, a mayor, but the results, the elections are held, but the quality of the election, it's also one of the reasons why that civil war took place, because of stolen results. Now we are going back into that situation. So those are 2 points where we're going backwards.
The former Member of Parliament also shares an insight about security in the country, which was among the 10-point program.
For quite some time, there was an improvement in security in parts of the country. But now, where we have reached is now we're going backwards. Yes, because now you are seeing people are being picked up, people are disappearing. We used to think of disappearance with Times of Amin and the other past governments. It's now commonplace. And people die. Other people totally disappear. There are people who, during the election, are still being looked for. and the authorities have no answer.
Though started well, he says the insecurity has also escalated.
There's insecurity because of unemployment. Yeah, so there's rising theft. It's now getting to the extent that it's organized crime.
Constructing an independent, integrated and self-sustaining national economy was one of the programs that he says has been affected by the effects of COVID-19 and the war in Ukraine.
By the corona lockdown, it has been further ravaged by the war in Ukraine and its fallout. But and so there's a lot of poverty, there's a lot of burglaries. The economy is not in a good condition right now. Yeah, the poverty is high, unemployment is high.
Talking about politics, the former member of parliament reacted about parliament's current state.
Pulling strings with the Minister Namuganza, and then they censored her. Now, you ask what is the reason why they censored, and you go on any media and you listen to the people. When I ask people like you and other people, some people might say, oh, there was an issue of land and whatever. But when the MPs are defending their position, they talk about how she was disrespectful. So you spend a month going backwards and forwards on this issue, you censor a minister, you get allowances for it, you get paid, just because she abused you or your speaker. And I said, these people, they are crazy.
The former Deputy Inspectorate of Government says the victims of the war were not compensated and calls upon government to look into the issue.
Apart from the 10-point program, is when, for the reasons that the war was fought, the war was fought in Luwero, in that Luwero triangle. And the Luwero people are saying we have not been given any reparations for the damage to our infrastructure, for the food that they supplied, for the assistance that they gave to the NRA at the time.
Aimed at improving livelihoods for a peaceful Uganda, according to Waswarule, the party has achieved some good points and some are still lacking. Anselm Ojaru, Sarah Chirabo, live at 8.
The Ministry of Local Government has approved 19 contractors under the Local Economic Growth Support Project aimed at the construction of market sheds, livestock markets, and gravity flow schemes. Take a look.
The permanent secretary of the Ministry of Local Government, Ben Kamumanya, has handed over 19 approved contracts worth 9.9 billion Ugandan shillings to different construction companies to work in 10 districts countrywide.
And I want to mention that, for example, in our first generation contracts, we were able to give out 10 contracts for roads under the same project, one road in each of the 10 districts. These roads are 129 kilometers of community access roads and at a cost of 9.7 billion. And all these contracts have been completed. So we are tested out. We are tested out on these issues. But also as a minister, we have been involved in these issues right from the first projects of area-based agriculture modernization program. We had district development support program, district livelihood support program, community agriculture infrastructure program, markets. You have seen our markets. So we are tested. We have been able to really put up very good projects of investments in infrastructure. But also now we are charged with coordinating the implementation of the parish development model. The question of failure or shoulder work is not anywhere in the menu of implementing the PDM, because this is a government last-mile strategy to address service delivery issues across the board, and therefore we are determined to really walk the talk.
Quality and quality and quality. Have you had the money going in? And you don't know what happens. These big men you see here, they take planes, they go and kneel, they bend, they beg, then they get this money, and then the quality turns out sour. So I think this is an outstanding issue that we need to address. But we also want to say that all is not bad. Some contractors have really done us proud. Go and tell them. The contractor that constructed the milk collection center in Tisai, very proud. I don't want to go into names. Kifampa, very proud. Some contractor in Nakasege did us a very proud road. In Kibuku, the Sala road.
The signed contracts include 8 rural markets with an average of 80 stores, each with ancillary facilities that include lock-ups, washrooms, daycare centers, stores, security stations and vehicle parking lots, 3 livestock markets that are estimated to handle the average of 1,000 animals per week, 80 gravity flow schemes for domestic and production water supply.
LEGS project is in 10 districts, and these 10 districts are Kumi, Katakwi, Albetong, Chibuku, Gomba, Nakaseke, Chenjojo, Ntoroko, Kawarore, and Bunyangabo. And you'll find that even today, the projects we have sanctioned, almost each district has a project there. But of course, the districts determine what they need. We give them the portfolio of LEGS. It is in market infrastructure, it is in irrigation infrastructure, it is in roads, and then the districts choose what they need in their bigger work plan of the district. And of course, when we invest in LEGS as a project, we don't invest outside the existing work plan. We only pick what fits in the menu of the project and is in the work plan, and of course others are left to other interventions of government. I must mention one thing, that the current resource envelope we have is not yet to the tune of all the needs, infrastructure needs of these local governments. So there is no room of saying that you can have like a double investment or in any sort, because already the inventory shows so much need. But we shall catch up with time, depending on the project and resource envelope we have.
The works are estimated to cost 9,20,518,381 shillings and are expected to be completed within 6 months from now.
P2R International Logistics, I want to hand over to you the contract for the construction of Kadama Livestock Market as part of the investments under Pillar 2 of the Paris Development Model. Please go and deliver.
The permanent secretary also said that the works will be supervised by the district engineering teams with the support from consultants and technical officers from the Ministry of Works and Transport.
What I can say is that the medicine on field work is having adequate supervision. And adequate supervision is not just supervision, but you must have supervision by competent people. So under the LEGS projects, we have engineers, both from government and also from the project. We have field-based officers, 2 of them in each district, the 10 districts. And we have a number of other professional people at the ministry in the project. But also the project can get any competent officers from any line ministry to come and help in supervising those relevant investments. So for us, the issue of shoulder work, we can't even give it room because already we have prepared for it, and we are field-based, and we normally deal with issues. But second, also, we have put in place a framework of monthly site meetings.
Constructors were also cautioned to ensure maximum safety for both the workers and community, to also listen to community leaders and their guidance in those areas, and to use the best quality materials while doing their works, among others. Sala Chirabo, Frank Senabulia, live at 8.
Okay, thank you very much.
And in sports, Waterfalls T20 Elite League.
Aspiring handballers in Chibuli, Naguru, and areas around Kampala have the chance to stretch for scholarships in different secondary schools at the start of the year after undergoing a trials program that was organized today by the Chibuli Handball Academy. The program is aimed at availing free education opportunities.
Today we are here for trials. We invite the schools to come and give some good talents here. So that's why you see many kids here. We are here for the development of our invite people of younger kids in future play for our national teams and clubs. As you know, we have many talents from here. They are universities, secondary levels. They have some from here, Kampala University, universities and secondary schools. So here you have home of one.
He also says more than 50 players showed up for the trials from different handball camps and that the program is held once every year, normally at the start of a new year. The president's words were re-echoed by Aziz Yakub, who heads the Players Commission at the Uganda Handball Federation and also doubles as head coach for the youth national team. He says the program is one of the many endeavors by the federation to ensure the sport crosses to many parts of the country as talent is developed along the way.
I'm here today to see and also follow up about the players and player development, particularly. This is a very good program, and it has been supplying big schools for a very long time. Schools like Gombe, Chibuli, Kawanda, they give out bursaries to the best performers and the outstanding talent in hand. So it is very important for me to be here and also follow up. And also in my docket of the Players Commission, I need to know all these players, the ones coming up and the ones who are already out there in action.
Isma Bazanye, a talent promoter and CEO of Bazanye Sports Foundation, was happy with the turn-up and advised that the trials be held in other regions other than the central despite being limited by resources.
Organizing actually trials, and I can't tell you the number of times actually we have organized, because we have been always trying to organize it at the end of every that term holiday, to say that actually based on the period that actually the camps you are training, then actually we bring them together to say that we give them opportunity of play. As actually we call it a trial, because actually we have stakeholders from different schools come around to see that they spot some talented players.
Talking to some of the beneficiaries of the program, Imran Kangala, a player with Police FC in the National Handball League, is hopeful that the other players will benefit as well, just like he did.
Yeah, this program and the head coach of Children's Academy. So this program is all about trials. We're having trials, schools trials. We give bursary to performed students, performed players. We have the games master from different schools. We have from Kawanda, from Bogohai, from Chibuli, Madina Islamic. So the purpose of today to select players so that we can get opportunities for the bursaries. I'm also a product of this Chibuli Handball Academy. So we help this community, we're training these kids from the community so that we give them a chance for the school.
Okay, how many players have we received today and why such a number?
For today we have almost like 30 players. We have an academy from Luzira, Rising Stars. Then we have our members from Bogohai. We have a maximum of like 40 to 30 players so far.
Selected students at the end of the program will be invited by games masters from the different secondary institutions that will have deemed them fit for the available games scholarships. Ali Sharan Kiranda, live at 8.
Thank you very much for watching. This has been Live at 8. Until tomorrow, same time, same station.